Welcome to Season 3 of the Questions With podcast, hosted by Quest Ventures, the top venture capital fund in Asia. I am your host, April Vano, and through this season, I aim to uncover inspiring stories of notable entrepreneurs across Asia who have incorporated ESG values and achieving impact into their business model. Follow me on a journey of discovery as I speak to accomplished entrepreneurs from various sectors, ranging from fashion to finance. When we think about packaging, what comes to mind? I'm sure images of plastic wrappers and disposable gift wrapping would be among the first few things we think of for most of us. But over at Package Plus, this could only be further from what they have envisioned for the future of packaging. On this episode, we have the honor to speak to Sylvia Chung, the Global Business Development Manager of Package Plus, a company focused on sustainable packaging and materials services. Founded in 2019, their business has since skyrocketed quickly, with a strong client base of big international brands like Shopee, Watsons, and Uniqlo. Today, I hope to uncover the secret behind their success and how placing sustainability as a priority remains a winning formula for Package Plus. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome to Questions With podcast. How are you doing today?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you, though. I'm Sylvia. Really exciting to share our experience with you.
Awesome. Really looking forward to having this conversation with you today, Sylvia. Maybe I start off with a little bit of a background. I hear that you joined the team back in 2020. What was the first thing, or how did you learn about Package Plus then, and why did you just decide to join?
So back in that time, actually, I first met Package Plus CEO Alan during a social enterprise competition. I was leading another team in that competition. And in that time, I have engaged a lot in social business. Like I have visited the UNU Center in Bangladesh, participate in forums and some competition in Japan and Hong Kong. I also engaged in venture capital. For example, a newly established venture capital in India and another notable venture capital company in Taiwan. Therefore, when we combine social business and entrepreneurship, it made me willing to pursue a journey where I can spread the impact. Therefore, when Alan asked me to join his team, I say yes.
Yeah, I suppose it's an easy yes to doing something with great impact. And it's great to see how Package Plus has also grown over the last few years. And of course, your role as Global Business Development Manager, how was it like on your own entrepreneurial journey? What is the hardest part of being a leader in, growing this startup together with your team, and of course your worldwide mission at Package Plus?
So back in 2020, our team is really small. We are 8 or 7 people, a really small team. And back in that time, we are still validate our business model and market. We even didn't have any stable customers and partnership. Therefore, the most important things to do it by that time is how to find a first adopter and also acquire key customers. Also, I have to think about what kind of the business model can make a profit, because normally in the past, our company, we always target the B2C industry. But B2B also be an opportunity, and food delivery industry also be an opportunity for us. That is the thing that we have to test. Therefore, my scope, also my role in that time is that I have to testify different new business model, testify different MVP. Also, I have to try to validate launching and expanding this different new service into the market. Also, because back in that time, we don't have any partnership with government or the other key account business partnership. Therefore, I have to build some of the strong partnership with them to help us to spread our ideas and also spread our service in Taiwan.
Thank you for that. Obviously, it's always a challenge to start a business, all the more growing it, right? And expanding and really making sure that you're on your mission and you'll be able to reach as many markets as possible. So maybe just a little bit of a step back about Package Plus. Can you share a little bit about its story. What inspired the team to come up with the business idea of creating sustainable packaging?
So the stories will start with a one-star review story. I named the story called One-Star Review. And the story is because that actually before 4 or 5 years ago, we used to be an e-commerce seller. So we sell lots of the 3C product overseas every month. And because our products are in a good quality, we always receive 5-star rating from our consumers. But one day we received a 1-star review from a consumer. And we are wondering why, because our products are quite good. Why would you want to only give us a 1-star review? And the consumer said that there is too much single-use package in the shipment. And you are really uneco-friendly. I don't like that. And this review really shocked us because back in 4 or 5 years ago, there weren't as many people or business or government in Taiwan is talking about sustainability or eco-friendly or packaging problem. No one is talking about that. But why this person want to raise these questions to us? Why does he care about this problem? We were shocked on this, and the person was the first to make us rethink our business. So that is why we start. So we want to change the packaging problem, and that is why we want to start this reusable packaging service.
Yes, indeed. It's quite exciting as soon as you validate an idea, right? And making sure, or at least finding your first customer or first people who would believe in the same thing and do this business or use your product or service. But I'm sure there were also challenges in facing, bringing your product to market at the early stages. Can you share a little bit about the few challenges you've faced as a team?
So actually, the biggest challenges are in 2 ways. So one is educating the market, and the other is how to build partnership with some stakeholders. So because back in that time, nobody is talking about sustainability, nobody is care about the problem. Therefore, in order to educating the market, we need to keep communicating with consumers and also the companies about the importance of the packaging waste and also the pollution problem. Why should you care about the problem? How can you be involved in the change with us? And another part is how to building partnership with important stakeholders. Our important stakeholders for example, like governments or like logistics or even our customer can also be our important stakeholders. Therefore, back in that time, because we communicate a lot with the government because their environmental policy will influence those profit-making enterprises to change their business. And 4 years has passed since we first work and also communicate with the government. And the good news is that the Taiwanese government finally is going to launch a regulation which require companies to adopt a certain percentage of reusable packaging in their delivery process. This is a really good news that we have already waited for 4 years.
That's definitely good news, from policy to reality and putting sustainability at the forefront. And thankfully, there are more organizations and government and all these other players also doing the same thing and wanting to push for this sustainable practices. So do you think that has helped you scale up your business now that you have placed sustainability up front in your brand and everything that you do? Is this a good thing, or is it also still a challenge?
It's also still a challenge because actually, for the company, sustainability is not a really first priority for them. All the company, they always think, how can I earn a more profit during our everyday selling? So if our solutions is a little bit higher or expensive compared with traditional single-use package, then the customers, the company, they will think that, maybe I don't have to use your solutions right now because I will not receive any government punishment if I don't adopt a sustainable package. So why should I want to use your solutions? We face this kind of the questions every day, and we are still dealing with this difficulty.
I'm sure that's also really hard to compete with something that's really much cheaper. As any business, and you're with a B2B market, they really want to save on costs. So it's definitely something really difficult. But for those customers you still have in your you're growing it. How do you think you were able to stand out and actually achieve success and get them as your customers with your own product and service?
So we always tell our customers that you are not doing sustainability because of the government's regulator penalty. You are doing because of your consumers, your brands. Because lots of the research have already showed us that the consumer nowadays, they prefer to shop at a brand which take environment into account. Therefore, why not use sustainability to set your brand apart from another brands? Also, because we provide a total solution and add-on value for our customers, we will provide carbon reduction data report for companies to analyze the performance when using our reusable packaging, because we have a digital tool on our package to track how many times does each of the package have been reused, how many kilograms of carbon dioxide does the package have been reused. Therefore, the company, they can analyze their circular economy packaging performance. And also because we also provide some of the coupons for consumer when they return the package. So for the company, they will say that, when my customers use the package and then return the package, they will also receive some coupon. And that is a really good thing, because all the companies, they want to maintain their consumer. They want to maintain their consumer loyalty. They want their consumer to shop more and more again and again in their stores. So by providing this kind of the coupon, we can also we can help the company to maintain their customer loyalty. So by doing so, the company, they are not just using sustainable packaging, but they are trying to bring a more good service for their consumer, and also help their brands to transfer into a more like greener or environmental brand image.
That's very true. I mean, if your customer demands it, then it's actually a good way or a good direction to take as a business. So yes, hopefully more customers will demand for more sustainable practices so that businesses can do the same thing and offer their services in that way. So of course, congrats again for the great success in Taiwan. Mm-hmm. But you doing global business development and expansion and growth, how do you envision Package Plus's journey going forward?
I will say that actually we still have lots of the opportunity in Taiwan, because the government's their sustainable packaging regulation is just going to launch this year in July. Therefore, that means that there are still lots of change that are going to happen in Taiwan. But we have also envisioned some of the trends and also some of the global government's policy in other countries. So for example, in countries like Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, lots of the governments, they already have set their like net zero policy or a plastic reduction policy. And this all give us a really good niche to be part of the solution over there. And also because we are also part of the cross-venture sustainable impact accelerator program. So also the accelerator gave us lots of really great resource to help us to soft landing in other markets.
Yes, definitely. I think it's important that we also have different organizations behind us to support our enterprises, our startups, and really grow together. But I'm sure through your journey, there has been some naysayers as well. How do you handle them, or how have you handled these naysayers and still push forward with your business idea?
Well, we always show them our customer testimony. Like for example, because we have collaborating with lots of customers from like clothing, cosmetic, FMCG, or this kind of the industry, and we will show this naysayer, like the other brands from your same industry is already using our service. They are already transferred into sustainability. How can you not thinking about this right now? Because you are going to lose consumer. Because when the consumer can purchase the same thing from the other customer, from the other e-commerce brand, and the e-commerce brand also adopt sustainable packaging service. And because in our model, the consumer can also receive the coupon when they return the package, which means that the consumer, they will receive more if they shop on those e-commerce websites and choose to use a sustainable package. So we will show this kind of the customer testimony to them and to let them know the current sustainable trends in their industry, so that this customer, this non-saver, they will start to think that, oh yeah, maybe it's time for us to change, to try to step into sustainability, because the pricing is not the things that we need to consider right now, but we have to think how can we retain the consumer, how can we win the consumer's heart. And because sustainability is everyone is doing, if we are not doing, then we may just lose behind our competitors. So that is how we persuade those non-saver and also share some of the trend or industry knowledge with them.
Great. I mean, of course, there will be challenges and people that are, or organizations that might be harder to convince with this change in practices. But what do you think was also the most important factor that contributed to your success?
Well, actually, I will say that establishing a comprehensive ecosystem and providing more value-add service are important, because we will use some of the technologies and data to connect with our e-commerce, retail, logistics, government partner to structure a really stable circular economy ecosystem. Also, for the add-on value, in addition to offer just the packaging items, we will also provide carbon reduction data for companies to analyze their performance. Also, we will provide some of the sustainability trend report, which is happening in their industry, because most of our customers, they do not have really solid experience in how to communicate sustainability to their customers. So that is why we have to prepare this kind of the material to enable them to understand how can you involve your consumer to join this change. So this kind of the add-on value service is something that we provide for the customers. So actually, our customer, they will not see Package Plus just as a packaging solution provider. They see us as a sustainable consultant, because we can help you to transfer into green supply chain, and we provide lots of the resource, lots of connection or something to help you with us. So I will say that these are the most important factors to contribute our success.
Yes, I think it's a holistic approach towards this change, and maybe taking a look into your actual product and service, especially reusable packaging. How was it like in the brainstorming to prototyping stage?
So actually, back in 2019, in order to validate our business model of the reusable package, we're collaborating with some of the university in Taipei to promote the idea. And in 2020, in order to expand this concept throughout Taiwan, we launched a crowdfunding campaign which allowed us to reach a wide age range. The crowdfunding campaign received support from more than 5,000 individuals, and we have raised more than USD 200,000. This was a really great success, because that is the first time that we promote the idea to the whole consumer and also the whole company in Taiwan. So lots of the company, they have seen this consumer is willing to use the service, and that is why they are willing to collaborating with us. So that is the start, and also some of the things that we have to do at the first time, that we try to launch this model and try to communicate this idea to our first consumer and also our first adopters.
Yes, and early adopters are also the people who will promote this and help you campaign in this move. And it's great. And I think there is that good direction that we are moving. But, I'd like to know what you think are the greatest opportunities, but also threats in the materials and packaging industry. So actually, because recently, lots of the companies, they are talking about sustainability, not only because the COP26, COP27 already aware the company that if you do not take the action before 2030 or 2050, and the temperature is going to rise into 1.5 degree, and all the economy is going to fall down if you do nothing toward this.
Therefore, I will say that there are a lot of the increased demand for sustainable and also eco-friendly solutions, either from the consumer side or, for example, like the government's policy side. So these are all the opportunities buy-ins that we can catch with. But however, on the other side, the struggle lies in there are still lots of the single-use plastic or excessive packaging or improper disposal of the materials. And also because with the convenience of the cross-border e-commerce, the packaging problem become a global issue that everyone have to be aware of it and think how can we collaborate together to solve together. So this is also something that we are facing because we also have some of the customers who do cross-border selling most. So they are also thinking how can they partner with us to solve the cross-border packaging risk.
Indeed. And, we are at this time of just getting out of one of the biggest global crises, with the COVID-19 pandemic. And a lot of companies and industries have been disrupted, really. And I'm sure it has also really affected this movement towards sustainable packaging and really moving towards more sustainable practices. So how did you run or cope with this industry challenge?
So actually, the COVID-19 has made e-commerce and also like food delivery, this online business industry growth, which means that it will give us more opportunity to provide service because more and more single-use package can now more and more people being aware of this. So it gave us a great opportunity to promote and also launch their service. And during this time, because more and more companies, they are aware towarding the sustainability, so they are really open-minded to think about like reusable packaging or some of the package made from like recycled material or the other sustainable material. Also for the consumer, they are seeking for a more sustainable like life living way. So they want to participate in some of the sustainable like consumption behavior. They want to be an involvement of this. So that is some of the change that we have seen during the COVID-19 and also some trend that we have secured and also participated.
Yes, I mean, of course, it's a challenge because there's more consumers and consumerism, but how do we actually get those consumers shift or, switch to more sustainable packaging? Indeed, a great opportunity and challenge at the same time. But overall, how do you foresee the future of materials and of packaging? And you said about e-commerce growing, still exponentially. And this industry is something like, it's changing so fast. So how do you see yourself, but also this industry in the future?
Well, actually, more and more sustainable material is going to come out because we have seen there are lots of solutions toward like biodegradable material or bio-based or plant-based. This kind of the different material is happening. Some of the material is tackling with the single use. But some of the material, like us, we are tackling with the reuse because only when you can reuse a package for more and more time can you actually reduce the package. Because for the single-use package, if you do not recycle the material properly, then in the end, you are still going to produce the packaging pollution problem. Therefore, I will say that in this industry, of course, for some of the company, try to transfer into some of the sustainable material single-use package is easier at first. But in the end, if the company really want to reduce their carbon emission or reduce the packaging single-use package pollution, how to enable each of the package can be reused again and again is the most important thing. And that is also some of the trend that I think will happen in the packaging industry.
Definitely a challenging industry, but very exciting. I'm curious for you, Sylvia, what motivates you to keep going?
So actually, because my passion lies in to see that my change or my impact can really make the world to change Because every time when I see there's one e-commerce brand have already adopted our service, I will feel that, oh yes, I am helping the world to solve some important issues, and that is really good. Even though some of the impact is small, but if you advocate all those small steps, all those small impact, then it will lead into a really big impact. So I really like to see this exciting things happen, exciting impact things happen every day, and that always keep me moving forward.
Amazing. What do you think is one of the greatest lessons that you have learned as an entrepreneur, as a leader of your team, in your journey?
One of the most important things that I have done is that because during an entrepreneur journey, you will encounter many viable opportunities, but some of the opportunities will take you lots of the resource and time to do it. But because for the entrepreneur, your time and your money, your resource are always limited. So it's really important to establish your own principle to determine what kind of the opportunities are truly worthwhile for you when your resource and your time are limited.
So how about talking to mentors and some supporters around you? How important is that?
Actually, I think that we are really fortunate to have lots of the mentors during our entrepreneur journey. They bring in really important key business and investment resource to help us. For example, we participate in lots of the accelerator, domestic and also international accelerator. Because we are new to a new market, therefore they will coach us on our business strategy or market expansion, even team management. Because currently we are a team 100% from Taiwan, but because we are going to expand our service overseas, therefore we have to start to think about what about the foreign team building or the foreign team management. Therefore, they provide us with lots of the resource and some of their practical experience toward this. And that is quite good, really, really important and really thankful for those mentors and those supporters.
We're glad to hear that you're surrounded with these people who share in your dream and your vision in order to achieve success, not just as a startup, but success in this movement towards sustainability. So Sylvia, if you can give me a few more minutes of your time, I have one last question. What is one piece of advice you have for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Well, I will say that your good ideas must have the ability to withstand the market validation. Because as an entrepreneur, we always have a lot of new ideas, a lot of crazy ideas that we want to solve, and we are really passionate toward this idea. So we think that, of course, this idea can be happen. Of course, we can administer this. Of course, the problem is going to solve by this problem, by these ideas. But we have to always understand that there's always a bridge toward your ideas, and also how can you truly solve the solutions, and also how can the market accept your solution. Therefore, always have to remember that how good is your idea is, you always have to make sure that your solution can withstand the market's validation in the long term.
Thank you for that. Of course, it has to be a solution to your customers' needs and desires and wants, and hopefully there's a good match. And yes, obviously it's a long journey ahead. I wish in your team all the best in achieving your mission at Package Plus. Once again, thank you so much, Sylvia, for joining us. And thank you to everyone for tuning in to this episode of Questions With, podcast with Package Plus, featuring the brand's Global Business Development Manager, Sylvia Chung. For more episodes like this, be sure to hit the follow button on whichever platform you're listening from. And I am your host, April Vano. Till next time.